Let me tell you something. When I was a kid, I remember seeing Jennifer Connelly for the first time and going, that woman is beautiful as hell. And I remember, I think it was the Ang Lee Hulk movie. She shows up again, and I was like, that woman is still beautiful as hell. And I remember sitting down for Top Gun Maverick when she turns around in the bar, hair flips, big smile on her face, happy as hell. That woman is still beautiful as hell. This movie is fantastic. This movie is essentially what a lot of sequels fail to be. They are worthy successors to the original, and they set up basically the new actors who are going to inherit the franchise going forward really fucking well. Even if they decide not to pass it on to these new actors and probably bring back Tom Cruise in a more leading role, all the new actors you're going to fall in love with. Miles Teller plays Rooster, who's the son of Goose, who was the best friend of Tom Cruise's Maverick in the very first movie. He's absolutely fantastic. Like I said, Jennifer Connelly's back. She's beautiful. She's great. John Hamm is in this. He did not have a role in the first one, but I actually like his role in this one, where he kind of feels as though he lands around the same area that Iceman did in the very first movie. Val Kilmer coming back as Iceman, completely unexpected. Fucking love that he's in this movie. I love the relationship that the both of them have, where they both kind of started off like Goku and Vegeta, but then they've been through so much shit that they've literally ended up being the best of friends. All of the other smaller players, we've got Glenn Powell as Hangman, Lewis Pullman as Bob, Ed Harris plays an admiral in the very beginning, which is funny as hell, and also kind of badass because he steps out onto the walkway when he rockets over him in that experimental test ship. Hey everybody, Sen here with today's sponsor for the video, NordPass. NordPass is a program created by the guys who made NordVPN. It stores all of your passwords in one location of your choosing offline that only you can access. It provides you with an autofill feature for the websites that you've already visited, and it also securely stores your credit card information offline that only you can access away from other people's prying eyes. But in the event that somebody's prying eyes are able to lay their eyes upon that of your information, NordPass will notify you of any data breaches involving your username, your passwords, or even your credit cards. And the best part, NordPass encrypts all of your data, like I said, locally, offline, that only you can access and the NordPass employees can't. If you're interested in trying out NordPass, visit nordpass.com/sen. Information is down in the description. You will get 2 years plus a free month for 50% off. Once again, that is nordpass.com/sen. Now, back to your regularly scheduled program. You've got Monica Barbeau as Phoenix. You've got Charles Parnell, which it's if you're somebody who watches a lot of military movies and there's always that one black guy that's in every single military movie or military show you've ever seen, that is Charles Parnell. He's played Warlock. It's great to see him in this as well. I love this movie. I'm really only going to focus on 2 scenes for this kind of spoiler review. The first scene is the training scene. And what I said earlier about the movie doing something that a lot of sequels fail to do, which is a lot of the times when you watch a sequel, when they bring in the old character kind of has to go through this fish out of water type situation where basically, because technology has advanced, the old character is like the old dog who can't really learn the new tricks, and it takes a while for him to learn the new tricks. No, it's not the case at all. Maverick is the embodiment of that phrase, which is like, fear the old man in the profession where men die young. Because when he shows up to that training exercise in the sky, he dog walks them. All of them. Up until that point, they were talking shit. They weren't taking him seriously. They're like, oh, we're going to knock him out of the sky in like 3 seconds. He's an old man. What can he do? Maverick shows what he can do. He's flying super low so that he doesn't pop up on their radar, rocketing through them to disorient them and split them up, attacking them from the sun so that they can't see him, riding directly underneath them so that they can't see him on the radar again so that he can surprise them. the inverted thing where like he does the inverted thing with his plane directly above them and then drops back, instantly targets them and takes them down. Absolutely fantastic. Love it. I love the fact that he was basically showing them that they may be hot shit in Top Gun, but he is the big gun. He's the best fighter pilot that the United States military has ever had. And he's teaching them new tricks and making them the better pilots and putting them through their paces. I love the fact that the movie spends time with him training them and turning them into a team and a unit, but then he realizes that he can't send these young kids that more or less the military is willing to be expendable with on a mission to die. And he runs the gauntlet. So the gauntlet was supposed to be, I think, like 2 minutes or like 1 minute and 51 seconds. And Maverick drops it for himself down to like 1:30 or like 1:21. Like I think he takes like 20 seconds or 30 seconds off the final run. And he makes the final run showing that, yeah, this shit can be done. That was the boost, the morale boost that the soldiers essentially needed. They needed to see Maverick do that so that they wouldn't be demoralized about doing it. They're like, well, if the fucking old man can do it, we can do this shit too. Like, we're studying under him and we plan on being just as good as him. Get us back out there on that fucking course. And they train their asses off and they're able to run it the same way he is. He puts together his team, and this is my second favorite scene in the whole movie, which is the last, I want to say, 30-second run. The last 30-second run is absolutely fantastic. It is fucking beautiful because it is basically just one long action scene with maybe a 2-minute pause for comedy and then right back into action. You're white knuckling it the entire time. You feel like you're in the fucking cockpit because they're flying low right on the fucking river, maybe 100 feet off the ground. Trees on either side, enemy advanced fighters in the sky, SAM units on the side ready to shoot them down, cutting through bridges, cutting through trees, flying over the forest, making sure that they're staying low just above the trees, cutting up the side of the mountain so that they still don't get locked onto by radar, going inverted, turning around, flying back down. It's like you forget to breathe during that scene. It's that intense. It is that well shot. It is that fucking good. And then everything goes to shit, which is basically they have to get the hell out of there once the mission is done. And like I said, there's that 2-minute pause, but then everything goes right back to being super intense when he has to fight I think it's like three new stealth jets versus like an old school F-18 or an F-16 or something along those lines. And it's right back to white knuckling it again because you're like, are these guys gonna make it? Holy fucking shit, this is fucking terrifying. And I love it. And the funny thing is that 2-minute pause, you could end the movie right there. When Maverick sacrifices himself to save Rooster, the movie can end right there. You can have them basically having his funeral, and that could be the end for Maverick's character, where he redeems himself by saving Goose's son. Fine. Absolutely not. Because instead, the movie continues to be good. When it overstays its welcome, the overstayed welcome is still good. It's still keeping you engaged. You're still absolutely fucking loving it. And you're loving the ending, and you're like, fuck yeah, give me more of this. Give me more of this. Like, if you decide to do another Top Gun movie, yes, please. I don't know what's going on with Tom Cruise. Like, Tom Cruise was like, if I'm going to be in a sequel to any of my franchises, they got to be A1. Like, I'm not going out there to do sequels for any of my franchises if they're going to suck. Because you remember, like, the early 2000s where Tom Cruise was just basically putting out, like, generic action movies. And then Mission Impossible 4 happened. And it was just like, what happened? He was like, I need everything to be top tier quality. Across the board, 100%. And I'm fucking loving it. Top Gun Maverick is fantastic. It's probably going to be one of those movies that I'll definitely be watching on repeat when it comes out on DVD or on whatever streaming platform it decides to launch on first. But yeah, I fucking love Top Gun Maverick. It is a masterpiece. I think it's fantastic. It accomplishes what a lot of sequels don't accomplish, which is being good, respecting the original characters, introducing new characters for you to love and enjoy, and making you want to revisit the world. But yeah, that was my review of Top Gun Maverick. Excellent time. Let me know what you think in the comment sections down below, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.